Gentleman from Oregon yields back. The gentlelady from Georgia is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good afternoon, Secretary Mayorkas. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate your patience and your testimony. Mr. Secretary, as you know, DHS is responsible for the public safety of the United States of America, and the men and the women at DHS work very hard every day so that Americans can pursue the freedoms of their everyday lives. And the mission of DHS is somewhat ubiquitous, be it at airports or disaster sites, that many overlook the fact that much of it is the same federal agency. In addition to these crucial areas, DHS has also been active in combating America's gun violence epidemic, which of course I am extremely invested in. It's an issue that is very important to me, as many other survivors around the country as well. Studies have shown that between 70 to 90% of weapons recovered from crime scenes in Mexico can be traced back to the United States of America. With weapons of war commercially available at low levels of individual scrutiny, gun traffickers have been taking immense advantage of our nation's gun laws, which are very lax, to arm drug cartels that also fuel a lot of organized crime. In addition, we have seen that payment for these gun traffickers has at times resulted in opioids that have helped our communities be torn apart as well. DHS has been swiftly, as you have mentioned over and over again today, combating these kind of illicit dealings through its joint efforts with the ATF-led Operation Southbound. Mr. Secretary, DHS has taken a collaborative approach with the ATF-led Operation Southbound. Can you tell us just a little bit more about this operation? I believe a lot of people don't really know that it exists, and DHS's role in it. We'd like to hear about that and the results of this operation.
Congressman, one of the concerns that law enforcement has is that the firearms that are in the hands of the transnational criminal organizations to the south of our border actually emanated from the United States. And we, in the Department of Homeland Security, through our Homeland Security investigations, working in collaboration, as you have noted, with other federal agencies, are conducting operations to interdict the flow of firearms outside from within the United States, external countries, and to prevent them from reaching the hands of criminals. And I would be very pleased, given the law enforcement sensitivity of the operations, to provide you with greater details about how we are accomplishing that objective.
Thank you so much. And with weapons of war, such as high-capacity automatic firearms easily available in far greater quantities in the United States than ever before, can you illustrate how these firearms trafficking contributes to organized crime and gun violence in the United States?
Well, the trafficking in the guns themselves is a criminal activity that is a for-profit activity. So when the criminal organizations gain greater profits, they only tragically expand their criminality. In addition, the transnational criminal organizations that receive the weaponry from the United States conduct violent acts that impact individuals who seek to enter the United States, as well as Americans themselves.
Thank you. And can you tell us a little bit more about how the export of these weapons of war directly relate to the opioid crisis in our communities in the United States?
It is the criminality of these organizations is inextricably intertwined with one another. They conduct their operations by protecting themselves and addressing law enforcement through criminal means, and that includes violent acts. And those violent acts are perpetrated with firearms, and sometimes those firearms originate from the United States. It is a web of criminality, and we are unrelenting in our efforts to disrupt and dismantle every aspect of that criminality. I'm intensely proud of the men and women who dedicate their lives to that effort in the Department of Homeland Security and throughout our law enforcement partner community.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate your dedication and those that serve right along with you in this manner. We really appreciate you. I yield back.
Gentlelady yields back.